local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello everyone, this is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. Thank you for joining us. We are live streaming here out of the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom as we do every weekday, and we cover a wide range of topics throughout the afternoon. And you can find all of our segments on the Fox 12 Oregon app. Just want to let you know that in case you want to share something later. Right now, we are talking about an announcement from Providence, which includes a restructuring. And as part of that, 600 employee positions are being eliminated. That includes about 134 in the state of Oregon. And we're going to talk about those eliminations, the restructure, and just how all that works. Right now, we're joined by Providence Oregon CEO Jennifer Burrows. And Jennifer, thank you for having time to join us here today. There's a lot of information that has come out about this to digest, but I was hoping maybe for you, if you wouldn't mind kind of boiling down what it is, what this move is for Providence and why it is that this restructure is happening.
Yes, certainly we have been struggling for the past several years, ensuring that we are operating within the cost structure of what we see in revenues from taking care of patients. And so we have seen kind of quarter over quarter losses as we see the cost of care in taking care of our patients kind of outpace what we're seeing in terms of revenues coming in from government and commercial payers. Certainly working hard to do a restructure that stays away from kind of clinical care and making changes within our administrative structure. But we're on a journey to ensure that we are sustainable for the long term and are feeling the need to while we've been improving over time, we feel the need to be improving faster given the uncertainty at the federal level.
And you mentioned let's talk about a couple of those things that you just mentioned there. So awesome points. Let's talk about those increases in costs. So you mentioned that there's some of those that are outpacing the revenue that's coming in. Are there some main particular factors that are increasing some of the costs from where Providence stands?
Yeah, I think the costs have been, fairly universal. We're not the only health system to be struggling with increases in supply costs and pharmaceutical costs. We've certainly also seen, significant costs in the labor market with our people. We're a people-heavy industry, and we know as we've gone through workforce shortages that has put a lot of pressure on compensation. And so we're seeing in terms of those costs outstrip our revenues.
And when you're talking about the partnerships or however that works with the federal government or commercial side of things, as far as revenue coming on that end, what are some of the big issues from Providence's standpoint when it comes to that?
Yeah, I just think the struggle is that we are the costs that are being borne in the healthcare industry are ones that are difficult to kind of pass on to all payers. And we see a lot of government-funded programs, Medicare and Medicaid, whose costs are not, whose revenues are not increasing to kind of keep up with that pace. And so I've been working on operational improvements to work to get those into alignment. And but we struggle. There's certainly some unique challenges in Oregon. 1 in 3 Oregonians is on Medicaid. So Medicaid is a real reliance in healthcare in Oregon, and that makes that payer group especially vulnerable, and one that we're challenged to take care of, with those costs being lower than what it costs us to provide that care.
And from what I understand, there are, correct me if I'm wrong, but 134 positions in Oregon that were being eliminated. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
And so can you talk about what those positions are that are being eliminated and, why that is that these particular 134 are being eliminated?
And we've worked hard to find places where we could kind of optimize our processes. And so they're not in any one location. There's positions in lots of different locations. Some of them are union positions. Many of them are administrative jobs where we were able to consolidate teams and do the same work with less resources.
And what will happen are these just people who are, that's it, that position's eliminated? Are you looking to put them in another position within the company? How is that working for these 134 individuals?
We always work with our caregivers to see if we can get them into another open position. We have many jobs that we know are still part of our future, and so we work with care team members to get them into a new position if that's something that interests them, and we're hoping that that will be the majority of these caregivers.
When you look at this restructuring for, so let's go back to talking about the people of Oregon specifically, who could be potential patients there, however that would work out with Providence. How does this restructure directly benefit them?
Well, hopefully it's bringing down the cost of care, and that allows everyone to feel better about healthcare and what healthcare costs are in the state.
Does this actually specifically will it specifically bring down healthcare costs?
It will ensure that we do not continue to need to see the difference between our revenues and expenses, and get those into alignment, and so not be pushing as hard to see increases in revenues. But that is also a piece of the future, is finding a sustainable way for healthcare to be funded so that we can meet the needs of Oregonians.
Are there specific things that you would like to see from either the state government or the federal government in order to help achieve that goal that you just mentioned?
Yeah, I think that we have been working well in this past legislative session in Oregon, working on bills to ensure that we're thinking about sustainability for hospitals. That's been less of a focus in past sessions. There is still work to do. There are regulations that cost us resources to ensure that we're compliant with, that really probably don't result in better care for Oregonians. And so we've got a commitment from our Oregon legislatures to address those things in upcoming sessions. We're working hard, of course, at the federal level to protect Medicaid funding. We see healthcare is a basic right, a human right, and we want to make sure that the federal government continues to fund that, so that we're able to see that care for the citizens and the communities we serve.
And with the stated goal of this restructuring to bring that kind of financials, I guess, back into more of a balance, with this restructuring, you have the 134 Oregon employees whose positions are being eliminated. Are there other things that Providence is also doing in addition to that to help reduce some of those costs?
Yeah, absolutely. We're working on supply costs, and are certainly working to decrease discretionary spending. So there's lots of initiatives in place for us to make up those dollars.
All right. Well, anything else that you think is important that you would like to communicate when it comes to this?
It's a privilege to serve Oregonians. It's something that we take very seriously in Providence. We've been here for 170 years, and we want to be here into the future. And so the goal is to make sure that we are a sustainable organization, so we can continue to be here when people count on us for their care.
I guess one more final question to you, just to follow up. So you mentioned the 134 that you're trying to place into other positions within the company. Has that happened? Do you know how many that will be, or percentage of those employees?
I don't know today. That those caregivers have been spoken to in the past couple of days and are making their own personal decisions right now. So I don't have that information at this time.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your time to come here and discuss this and let people know the stance there from Providence, and communicate this to the public. So thanks very much for being here on Fox 12 Now. Oh, looks like froze right at that time. So again, we are live, and sometimes that happens, but that if you're going to have a Zoom freeze, that's the perfect timing for that. So this is Fox 12 Now. We are live streaming here from the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom. So if you're watching, thank you for joining us. We are able to have these a little bit longer form discussions and sometimes informative things as they happen, bringing you breaking news when we find out about it. And you can always watch these afterward on the Fox 12 Oregon app, so feel free to go there and watch all of these segments afterward or share as well. So thanks for being here today. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.